Bhagavan wrote a parable, which he then made into the Hapanine book, called The Meaning of My Absence. I'm just going to read a part of that. From the beginning of my appearance here, I was here. The name I was told to be is Raymond Darling. I am the avatar of the real causal divine who is present universally, who is not limited by any conditionally apparent manifestation, who is the source in consciousness and inherent law of all conditionally apparent processes, who is everything, who is self-manifested as everything, who inherently transcends everything, who is that alone to which you presume to be related, who is that alone of which you are conscious, who is freedom, consciousness, spiritual presence, perfect knowledge, and absolute enjoyment, who alone is your intrinsic self, who alone is the conscious light of all beings, who is the teacher, the indivisible principle of all life. My method is peculiar. I went to countless individuals. I went to all the isolated groups of humankind. And my effect upon them was so outrageous, so contrary to the ego's life and mind, that no one ever mentioned me to any other human being, for fear of seeming gullible fools. Everyone always carried his or her memory of meeting with me, but each one only carried it in private secrecy within. Nevertheless, I always continued my work. Eventually, I appeared to all in many forms. I appeared to everyone who is either yet living in the world or only recently dead. I had the opportunity to rest during the last years of my life. It had become clear to me that I had liberated the entire world, but no one ever spoke of it. No one knew that anyone else had seen me. Nevertheless, during my lifetime, I had visited everyone under countless different names and appearances, and at last, only as I am, by my one and only name, and in an as my one and only form of avataric person. It seemed to be necessary, since I had died, that my all-liberating adventure be recognized by all those who knew me. Therefore I gathered all the yet unspoken reports of all the people in and near the world, and I keep the record of everyone. I told you each and all so many things. And I have also recorded in writing the everything I did, the all about my earlier life, my adventures, and my purposes. My manner and my entire effort was peculiar. I doubt that many ever understood my sudden quality, or ever grasped the meaning of my absence. I knew the world was made of fascination, and everyone and everything and all things together, even the smallest structures of the energies that form the planet, have always been fascinated in the replication and repetition of ego-made experiences and mere ideas. Therefore, the method of my approach was this. I would turn the ones I met from fascinations of their own into fascination with me. The last fascination is the body and the lifetime story of the avatar, of the real causal divine. And then I would disappear. Now, I have finally only disappeared. When a human being has turned from habitual fascination with the ego's I, and from it thence to fascination with me, and even then, when my own avataric form has ceased to appear, then there is no else or other to be known, but only perfect knowledge of me as I am, is the forever residual possibility. when I have left you alone by the sea, there is nothing to feel or know except the water itself. Even Amlila's words tonight and the "What will you do if you love me?" is this, in the same words. And I was feeling how much Bhagavan's passing, his taking his Mahasamadhi in Picture Perfect, was no coincidence. Picture Perfect is all those who worked there together described was his kiln for everyone. And what he was working with was pure light. Every day for 2 to 3 to 6, sometimes 10 hours, he was working with light and revealing that all of this is just a modification of his light, that every apparent being was just a fractal of his light. And when he would work there, no matter what state we were all in when we went in, or what state the world was in, he was working to transform it all. So you could feel him literally brightening, transforming, illuminating his work, his world. And in the last moment, he created this image, and it was a perfect image. It was, in a certain way, it was the image of what the American Indian tradition is called the sky dancer, the Yebiche coming to earth, who comes to save. All beings combines perfectly. It was the myth of Orpheus that he created, who comes down to earth, enters into Hades. And in this, as Bhagavan said, he is Orpheus. He is the one who did come as the artist, this time victorious, lifting all up. In the last months, literally, before his Mahasamadhi, he said that he had perfectly fulfilled his avataric work and had accomplished the breakthrough of the egoic pattern of mankind as a totality, such that every being eternally could translate into his divine domain by the mere existence of his divine being, that it was given, that it was done. I felt this when he said he was, at the end, he had a few years of quiet. He was only in his still place then. He is given his revelation. His revelation is perfect. And this is our inheritance and also our obligation. You see, he has touched everyone at heart. And this is now our legacy, now to speak this absolute miraculous esoteric truth to everyone, that the divine avatar Adi Da Samraj has come, is here now, eternally, forever, and that all are already liberated by his divine grace. This is his this is in his book Eleutherios, which he finalized literally on the day of his taking his Mahasamadhi, as well as not to his peace. And also, as he finished his treatise on his image art within this very short period of time. There always will be my play with my devotees. I am teaching you about it in my physical lifetime of divine avatar incarnation, such that after my physical lifetime of my divine avatar incarnation, you will have this learning, the cultural supposition, this understanding, this yoga to do, and I will not have to be physically present, but you will know that it is me. I will be present. I will be with you, not gone forever. I have helped you by my physical incarnation to identify or locate me as I have always been, which you have never noticed before. And when having physically incarnated, I've taught you about how to notice me. Thereafter, you will be able to associate with me as I have always been before. And having noticed me, you will be able to locate me forever. I will not ever leave you, or ever be dissociated from you, or ever be separate from you. I am not separate from you even now, but I'm in play with you in my physical manifestation. And after my physical lifetime of divine avatar incarnation, I will be in the same divine avatar play with you, equally, exactly as in this present time with you. As devotional means for concentrating on me after my physical lifetime of divine avatar incarnation, you will have my representation forms and my holy locations and so on. It will not end. It will always be fulfilled, and it will always be mysterious. And I must never be taken for granted, but I must always be heart-found by means of your ego-surrendering, ego-forgetting, and ego-transcending devotional recognition of me. This bodily human form is not required forever. It is only required for the time of revelation, the establishment of the reality way of Adi Dam, such that at some appropriate moment it can be relinquished, dissolved. Devotees will have understood the way in my divine avatar company and how it is the way of associating with the power of my eternal samadhi, my eternal presence and person of a transcendental spiritual and ultimate nature which cannot be gone, cannot and will not be withdrawn. I will be present then, exactly as now, not diminished. I cannot separate from the conditional domain. I am its very source, and I am perpetually present. This is my divine avatar self-revelation to you. There will never be a time when I am not here. I will be here forever, everywhere forever, absolutely. I cannot leave. I give you the secret while this bodily human form lives. I am eternally present. That is the lesson. That is what there is to realize. That is the who to relate to, as I am. That is me, eternally present here. I will exist, alive, fully present with you then as now. I love you now. I will love you then. I loved you before. That is how I got to here.